There comes a point in many lives when the weight of the past becomes heavier than the present. Regret lingers. Shame repeats old memories like courtroom evidence. We replay mistakes, missed chances, words spoken in fear or ignorance, and we quietly sentence ourselves over and over again. Forgiving yourself is not about pretending those moments didn't happen. It is about refusing to let them define who you are allowed to become. Most people are far harder on themselves than they would ever be on another human being. We excuse others by saying they were doing the best they could, yet deny ourselves that same grace. But the truth is simple and uncomfortable. You were also doing the best you could with the awareness, tools, and emotional capacity you had at the time. Growth only looks obvious in hindsight. Self-forgiveness is not weakness, it is maturity. Shame is a tool, not a virtue. Many religious frameworks, especially in Western Christianity, have relied heavily on shame as a method of control. The formula is subtle but effective. First, convince a person they are fundamentally flawed, broken, or unworthy. Lower their self-esteem. Then offer salvation, forgiveness, or worthiness as something external, something granted only if they comply, submit, or believe correctly. This psychological structure works because a person who doubts their own goodness is easier to guide, easier to reprogram, and easier to lead away from their own inner authority. When you are taught that you are nothing without an external savior, you are less likely to trust your instincts, your compassion, or your moral intuition. You are encouraged to look outside yourself for validation rather than developing discernment within yourself. This does not mean that all spiritual teachings are harmful. It means that any system that requires you to hate yourself before you can love others is deeply flawed. You were never meant to live permanently ashamed. Healthy transformation does not begin with humiliation. It begins with awareness. Shame says, "You are bad." Wisdom says, "You learned." Shame traps people in the past. Forgiveness releases them into the present. Many people carry guilt for things they would never do today. That alone proves change has already occurred. Holding on to shame after growth has happened is like continuing to punish a student who already passed the class. You are not your worst moment. You are the awareness that recognized it as a mistake. Forgiving yourself is an act of resistance. In a world that profits from insecurity, emotionally, spiritually, and economically, self-forgiveness is revolutionary. When you forgive yourself, you stop outsourcing your worth. You stop begging for permission to be whole. You stop living as if your past is a life sentence. You reclaim your ability to move forward without dragging chains behind you. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. Rewriting the inner narrative. Instead of asking, "How could I have been so stupid?" ask, "What was I missing then that I understand now?" Instead of saying, "I ruined everything," say, "Something ended and something else began." Forgiveness does not erase consequences, but it removes unnecessary suffering. It allows learning without lifelong punishment. You are allowed to be new. One of the most damaging ideas people internalize is that they must forever pay for who they used to be. But growth means becoming someone else. If you punish the old version of yourself indefinitely, you deny the reality of change. Forgiving yourself is acknowledging that you are not static. You are evolving. You do not owe shame your loyalty. Closing thought. If a belief system requires you to see yourself as unworthy in order to belong, question it. If healing only comes after self-erasure, reject it. Any truth worth living by should make you more compassionate, more grounded, and more whole, not smaller. Forgiving yourself is not forgetting the past. It is refusing to live there, and you are allowed to move on. If today's message spoke to your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we'll keep uncovering the living words written in red, words that never fade. Dive into the heart of the Gospels with the red words of the Christ, a profound and illuminating exploration of the words spoken by Jesus Christ. This beautifully crafted book brings together the teachings, parables, and divine wisdom of Jesus as found in the New Testament, offering readers a focused and inspiring journey through his transformative message. Receive your copy today by visiting Amazon. The link will be in the description.